How's it going, guys? My name is Dom, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your VS Code beautiful. Now, of course, beautiful is a subjective term, but I believe at least one of these things are going to enhance your VS Code experience. Now, I just want to say real quick that this is probably going to be a little bit different to any other guides you may have seen on making VS Code beautiful, because I've included one or two very unique ways you can do it. And I've also kept changing your color theme to the last bit of today's video because color themes are probably the most subjective way to do it. But anyway, let's jump into my 7 techniques. The first step in making your VS Code look beautiful is going to be to adjust the window zoom level. So head into your settings by using Control, and then search for zoom level just like this. And it's going to be this setting right here. Now, when I'm doing personal work or I'm working, I set this to be negative 0.25. And I find that right there is the sweet spot. On Windows machines, it's going to decrease the font size ever so slightly that it changes shape, and I find it a lot more pleasant to look at. So I encourage you guys to go inside here, decrease your zoom level, and try and find that sweet spot to where you like it. I know it sounds trivial, you might think I'm joking, but seriously, give it a shot and you might just like it. Next up on this list is the cursor smooth caret animation property. So this one here is going to give you a nice subtle animation when you're clicking through your lines of code. As you can see right now, with the setting disabled, the cursor is going to jump to a line immediately. But if we go inside settings here, search for smooth caret just like this, I can now enable this setting right here, go back in my HTML file, and we can see now ever so slightly there is an animation when changing through lines, and that right there just adds to the whole experience. Next up, we've got smooth scrolling. Now, of course, as the name suggests, this right here is going to allow your scrolling to be smooth. So going into settings, let's search for smooth scrolling just like this, and we can enable it for both the workbench list and the editor right here. Going back in the HTML file, I can now scroll, and as you can see, it is smooth, it's pleasant, and it looks just like the Edge browser. So perfect if you want to, of course, enable your smooth scrolling. Okay, so everyone's favorite way of customizing VS Code is going to be to change the default font, myself included. Now, I get this question so much, which is, what font do I use in my YouTube videos? And the answer to that question is Roboto Mono. I'm using it right here, and it's very easy to read. So in this segment, I'm going to be showing you my top 5 favorite programming fonts, and also a good website to go to get high quality fonts for free. So let's go in the browser right here. That website is called Google Fonts. You can also use this website to use or get fonts for your website, for your actual website, right? As well as your coding font and so on. But the first one in the list here is going to be Roboto Mono. So like I said, this one here is easy to read and it's Google's fonts, and what more can I say, right? The second font is Inconsolata. I love this font, especially on smaller font sizes, and it also supports ligatures if you're into that kind of thing. Next up is Source Code Pro. This one here is a classic. It's easy to read on almost all font sizes, and of course it looks nice. Now also, guys, I'm going to be leaving a link to all of these fonts down below if you want to download it. And speaking of downloading them, you simply choose the download family option, the top right, and then of course you can install them once you've unpacked the zip file or whatever it might be. Okay, fourth on this list is going to be Spline Sans Mono. This one here is probably not as well known, but it looks nice, and what more can I say? Okay. And last is Fira Code, Mozilla's font. It supports ligatures, okay? And once again, very easy to read on almost all font sizes. Now, if you do choose to use a different font from these 5, you can explore the fonts tab right up here. Now, you should change the category to be monospace, because monospace is going to give you all of the programmer-friendly fonts, and you have all these options right here. Of course, there's about 20, 25 fonts here, so you can take your pick from this list. Next up is one of my favorite ways to customize VS Code. That is going to be installing the material icon theme. Okay, let's go inside the extension panel right here and search for material icons. This here is my favorite icon theme. You install it and it gives you a nice set of flat icons for your file tree. But the most impressive part of this icon theme is the ability to change the color of the folders. Let's go back inside index.html right here and make a few folders. For example, I can say folder 1, I can say folder 2. I don't want to use any keywords like CSS, JS, public, backend, server, because those have actual folder icons for them, like JS and CSS here. But any more ad hoc folder names, you get your own color. So I can go F1 and I can choose material icons, change folder color, and I can choose between blue, green, teal, and so on, but also custom color. Let's make this #009578. That is the decode green color. Press enter and it changes to green. So that right there is perfect for customizing VS Code to exactly how you like it. The next part in making VS Code beautiful is disabling the breadcrumbs. Now, this here might be controversial because I do like breadcrumbs. They're very useful, okay? Now, what are breadcrumbs? If you don't know, basically it's the top section here. You can click on these things. It basically tells you where you are in your file. Now, breadcrumbs are supported on JavaScript, CSS, like almost anything, right, that has support. And they allow you to, like I said, navigate through. You can click on these and jump to that, part of the code and so on. And it also tells you where you are. So they're useful, but some people might prefer a more minimalistic look without the breadcrumb. So sacrifice a little bit of productivity for some gain in appearance. So if you wish to do that, head inside your settings and use the breadcrumbs setting right here. And you can simply just disable the breadcrumbs and now they are gone. So you can use that if you like. All right, last on this list is changing your VS Code theme. The reason why it's last is because themes are very subjective. Everyone has their own, likes and tastes. So I thought I'd just simply go through some of my favorite VS Code themes over the past 5 years or so. First up is Andromeda. This here is great. It comes with 4 different styles and it just looks nice. It's got good contrast, so that's that one there. Next up is Ariake Dark. Hope I said that correctly. I've liked this theme for literally about 5 or 6 years, and I go back to it every now and then. It's nice blue, purple, and so on. Next, we have Dark Plus Material. This one here, as the name suggests, it's Dark Plus, the default theme, with a little bit of material design within it. High contrast, looks nice, simple, and that's why I like it. Next is the Halcyon, and this here, look, lots of blues, simple. I do like my blue, so that's why I chose that one. Next is the Min theme. This here I used for my YouTube channel before having an actual theme for it, and this here is great. Seriously, it's minimalistic, it's very easy to read, simple colors, and it's one of my favorites, honestly, as all of them are. Next up, the last one is, of course, the Decode theme. I can't not include this, so here it is, guys. Decode theme uses my colors and so on. You might like it. If you do, download it and let me know what you think. But those are my favorite themes in VS Code, and that's basically it. And that is all for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, as well as check out my Udemy courses if you're interested in learning more from me. But that's all I got for today, so I'll see you guys in the next video.